Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe.
This next match, Mr. Wrestling 2 and Magnum TA team up to face Paul Garner and Don Ralston and or Rose.
They did put a different name on the screen than was announced by the ring announcer.
So this Paul Garner, both of them actually, these jobbers are magnificent. Glorious jobbers.
God, were they ever.
Paul Garner is like too tall, but skinny fat. And Ralston / Rose.
And he also got his trunks like pulled all the way up like to his freaking nipples.
Yes.
And everything's just like spilling all over. It's like
never lifted a weight, never ran anywhere, nothing athletic about this guy. And Don, I'll just call him Don, is short and pudgy, and they both look way too old to be doing this. So sadly, we didn't see very much of them because about 8 seconds into the match, Jimmy Cornette, by the way, that's what they called him. He just walks into the ring with a couple of large sacks. He grabs the microphone. He declares that Mr. Wrestling 2 and Magnum TA are chickens.
Yes.
And they refuse to defend the belts against the Midnight Express. It is, of course, a distraction, a ruse, and the Midnights attack from behind. And I like this touch. The Midnights double-teamed 2, while the jobber team joined in to hold down Magnum TA until their job was done, and then they got the hell out of there. So apparently somewhere in here, Mr. 2 is laid out with a gimmick, some sort of weapon of some kind. And with him out of the picture,
he was hit with a blackjack.
It was a blackjack.
I see.
In the head.
They called it a blackjack, which is different from a slapjack.
I gather neither is something you want to be hit with.
You don't want to be hit with anything.
No, that's true. So
this guy got hit with syrup and feathers here. I don't want to get with that.
They held Magnum down. They drizzled molasses or maple syrup or honey or something over him. Tar, and they got the big bag of feathers, shoot feathers.
Well, tar is black, so it's definitely honey or something.
Yeah.
Had to be molasses.
And they drizzled all these feathers over him, and they turned him over and got his front too. It was all tarred up and feathered. And the job is done, and all the baby faces make the save. And at this point, this segment, which was already fun, it turned into something from the pro wrestling multiverse of madness. You got Mr. Wrestling 2, Magnum TA, the Midnight Express, among the people making the save, Leaping Lanny Poffo, Dr. Death Steve Williams, and a very young, very green Rick Rude.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to him in a minute.
More to say about him.
But yes, they tarred and feathered Magnum TA. The heat for this angle, and he's flopping around.
When he says
feathers are flying everywhere.
You ever see a kid jump into a pile of leaves?
Yeah,
that's what Magnum did with these feathers.
No, I mean a kid jumping in leaves that won't even do what these feathers did. These feathers fucking almost hit the ceiling. It was like an explosion, like an atomic bomb, just sending feathers everywhere, and he's covered in feathers, like they're stuck to his body all over, which we'll get to momentarily.
Jumping just ahead to the next match, you can still see the feathered dander in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's feathers in the air. There's feathers stuck to the mat.
There's a sticky spot of the mat.
I was watching this, and like nowadays, if anything happens, okay, anything, they go to commercial, and 85 Geeks come out, and they quickly take the canvas off. They put a brand new canvas clean on.
Right.
I'm talking WWE. On an indie show, you're just going to be everyone's blood and vomit. But they take it off, and they clean it. And like this is a show from 1984, where they've not changed anything in years.
Yes.
I'm like, they ain't changing this canvas, are they?
It will have feathers on it next week.
Sure as shit.
Yeah.
They continue the show with fucking molasses and feathers all over the fucking ring as these people are trying to work. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, there's in the main event, there are many botched spots, and Watts is blaming them on the sticky mat. They can't get their footwork right. Anyway, this is all great and lots of fun, and it leads right into the Midnight Express versus George Weingroff and Lanny Poffo.
Yeah.
What a match.
This match was hilarious. It's like...
Poffo was great.
God. You know what's funny is you guys remember Private Party and the Young Bucks?
Sure.
Sounds familiar.
Okay, well, the Young Bucks do these crazy spots, and then they get the heat, and then they, like, slow it down. They do old school tag wrestling, beat on the guy, everything like that. Like, Midnight Express did not slow down for 1 second in this match.
No.
I mean, they went 100 miles an hour from start to finish. They hit 8,000 moves. They kept cutting the guy off, knocking the other dude off the apron so they could hit 55 more moves. I was like, God, the irony. But goddamn, like, What a team.
Ah.
We got to see Dennis Condrey again. The fucking best. Like, Bob Eaton's fantastic and everything, but this Dennis Condrey, God, he was so great. And they worked together and killed these nerds. It was glorious. A glorious 6 minutes of destruction.
They weren't Poffo ever forever. And it was great. And he kept on trying to get that tag and knocking the guy off the end.
This is the key.
Just
all four dudes were very focused on this tag Lanny was trying to make. Lanny tried to make it. George trying to reach in and tag him. The Midnights frantically trying to stop this tag. Bobby turns around for 2 seconds to tag in Dennis, and Lanny like scurries to the corner, and Bobby's got to turn around and sprint and dive onto him and stop this tag. The whole thing was like that.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notify button, and you'll never miss a video again.